Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the lovely Elena and this is House of Elena. Today's video going to be a little bit interesting because I will be discussing wines. That is one of my favorite topics. I think I told you all about that when I was doing the first video. But before we get into that, let me just remind those who may be looking at this video for the first time or who looking at this video for the second time what this video is about. It's about helping persons become the best version of themselves. I'm going to be showing you different aspects when it comes to dining and table etiquette. I'll be touching on showing you how to set your table for breakfast, lunch, dinner, give you some surprises and how you can decorate your table for special occasions. Also interior design and decoration, fashion and wines, which we would be discussing today. So, do you know about wines? How much do you know about wines? Do you know how wine is made? What is the grape variety? How to pronounce wine? These are things that tend to intimidate a lot of persons when it comes to wine and when it comes to choosing wine when they go out to dine. Not too long ago, well, rather really long ago, way back when I started in the hotel and restaurant industry at a very young age of, I think I was 18 or 19 years old, and I didn't know anything about wines at all. I really didn't. I was blank. So anyway, it was a tough journey, and there was a time when I would be very nervous about serving wine on a table. I would actually get sweaty palms. Actually talking about it right now is giving me sweaty palms. I would have sweaty palms, I'd be nervous, my heart would be racing, and that is because I didn't know anything about wines. And of course the servers who were more experienced than I was did not really want to tell me much about wines. Thankfully, I had a good friend, Stephen, and of course my past lecturer at hotel school, Mr. Johnny Cano, who gave me a whole insight and knowledge about wines. So I guess my 18 years or so plus in the hotel and restaurant industry has given me a lot of edge in terms of wine knowledge. Now, I am not a wine connoisseur and I am not a wine guru. I don't know everything, but I think my 18 years plus in the industry and learning about wines and dealing with wines, I guess, give me some sort of edge so I can share my knowledge with you. So I was telling you all about how nervous I used to be with wines and how insecure and not knowing how to pronounce the name and stuff like that. But what I also saw in the industry when I was a server working in the restaurant was how people themselves, customers, guests, did not know about wines. So you would have a guy who would come out with his lady and he wants to impress, but he doesn't even know how to pronounce the wine. So he would be like with the menu and he would call you to the table and then he would be like, just pointed, bring this wine for me because he couldn't pronounce the name. And sometimes people would mispronounce names. For example, the word Merlot, people will say Merlot. So hopefully I would be able to get you all over that hurdle and give you all some more confidence in when you're going to serve wines. Now, I want to backtrack a bit in terms of when I was a server way back then. I remember one time going at a table to serve this bottle of wine. The other girls did not want to help me and I was really nervous. I was like, can you all serve this wine for me, please? I'm not comfortable serving it. And they were like, no, go and serve the wine yourself. So anyway, I went to the table and this man, he had, I think, 2 other guests with him. I think it was a business meeting. So I was so nervous. And then holding a wine opener was like somebody giving you a gun to hold for the first time. My hands were shaking. And then the cork was apparently very dry. So when I put the screw in, the cork started breaking up. And even worse, the cork started going down into the bottle of wine. And I'm standing there, and the gentleman is looking at me like, what is this girl doing? Why she's at my table? Oh my God, so many embarrassing moments I had with wines, I'm telling you. I've been there so many times. And like I said, I've seen people as well who have made a lot of mistakes in terms of ordering wines and stuff like that. So before I get into telling you what wine is and how wine is made and wine temperatures and so on, I just wanted to share that part of my life with you guys so that you all understand that I too was once not knowledgeable about wines, not confident about wines, not serving it, not pronouncing the names properly. I was down that road. But now I guess I do have a lot more confidence, and now I love wines. I really do love wines, and hopefully I can probably have my own wine. I'm sort of working on that for some years now. I've had a lot of hiccups getting it together, but I'm getting there. Just be patient. So like I said, today's video is going to be a little bit light. I'm not really going to dive deeply into the wine knowledge. I just really wanted to talk with you guys and to share my knowledge. I'm trying to think of another incident. I've had so many bad incidents with wines, but going by the table and mispronouncing the wine. My goodness. Mispronouncing the wine, and then the guest had to correct me in terms of what was the right pronunciation for the wine. So that was a very embarrassing moment. And back then, and I think now it still happens, your tips depend on the wine you serve and how good you were. So you can imagine homegirl not getting any tips at the end of the night because I was so poor in serving wines and didn't have the knowledge and so on. And as much as I can, I would try to pass the buck on to somebody else. I'll tell, the other experienced server, if can you open that wine for me? I want to go in the back and do something. I want to prepare for their main course meal coming. So I'll try my best to try and, get away from actually doing this whole wine thing because it was so scary to me. So let me see what I want to tell you all about wines. Now, I live in the tropics. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and what we love here is sweet wines. Most Trinidadians, most Caribbean people love sweet wines. And back in the day, when I just started in the industry, back in I think 1997, 1998, somewhere there, wines were not so popular in this country. You'd more find the elite persons would gravitate towards wine and ordering wines, and they had the knowledge and so on. But the Caribbean people, Trini people, I would say, love more sweet wines. So we have homemade wines, hibiscus, rice, mango, pineapple, plum, the list goes on. So we love those wines, and what I find is that a lot of persons, when it comes to wine, they're like, is the wine sweet? Because they have gotten so accustomed to the sweet wines. So more dry wines, medium wines, the full body wines, they tend to stay away from. Now, wine is an acquired taste. I will tell you all that. Wine is something that you need to continue to taste and practice to gain that appreciation for wine. It's not a beer, it's not juice. And oftentimes what I find is when I go out to dine, sometimes the restaurant have the wine too cold. So it's almost like juice. So it have to have the right temperature in order to have the full benefit of tasting wine. And what else? So because you need the full benefit of tasting wine, and because we are in the tropics and our temperature is not like in Europe or in North America, we have to find a middle ground of what is the best temperature for wine. So I guess in the next wine video I'm having with you guys, I will discuss what your temperature should be for both your red wine and your white wine, because we can't afford to have red wines at room temperature in this country or in the tropics, because it is going to be too hot and the taste of course will not be there. So there are so many things to learn about wine. I'm really excited to go into that, but I would just, as I said before, use this video as a light forum to kind of warm you all up in terms of what I'm going to be coming with, you know. And later on, I'm aiming at Easter to probably bring one of my past colleagues from way back then. He's an excellent bartender, and I invited him on to do a video with me, so we would show you all local style how to do a sangria, which I love, by the way. So I want to encourage you all to subscribe, share, like, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next video. Oh, one more thing. I have one more very important thing to tell you. Sheldon, can you bring the lens up a little bit, please? Closer to my lips. Focus on my lips. Close enough? Ready? So one thing I have to tell you all that is very important is, ready? Subscribe. I'll see you all next video. Take care until next time. Bye.